What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be working on a Freightliner Cascadia with the DD15. This particular truck I think is a 2015-2016. We're going to get this thing ready for the road. Now the customer just picked this up. This is their second truck. It is a 2016-2017 Freightliner Cascadia with an automatic. And again, this is a second truck, so definitely want to give a shout out to my customers, TDB Trucking. Again, second truck, awesome. Love to see that. Love to see everyone kind of growing and making something for themselves. I think it's really awesome. So again, what we're going to do is get this thing ready for the road. So the first thing we're going to do is do our service. Okay, we have our 11 gallons of oil. Now we're going to use this particular one, which is the 10W30 that's recommended for these engines. It is synthetic. You don't have to go synthetic. You can go with a regular conventional blend or synthetic blend, whatever you're comfortable with. But right now we're going to run the synthetic. We're going to go 11 gallons. We're going to fire it up. I've showed you guys how to do oil changes before in the past, which is pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So once we get that done, we're going to swap out the fuel filters and a few other things. So hopefully I can just kind of show you the progress of getting this truck ready for the road. It's going to go again cross country, so we definitely want to get it as ready as possible. All right, guys, so we have our 11 gallons of motor oil. Got a new filter going in. We're going to fire this bad boy up right now in a second. And as always, do them separately. Oil change first, fuel filter second, and go from there. So again, that's just to prevent a potential engine issue, damage, you know, whatever that is. So again, step by step. So the first thing we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and fire this thing up. We are ready to go. Oil pressure should go up right now in a second. We're going to have that going up to 50, 60 PSI, somewhere in that ballpark. Just let it idle, no big deal. Let's see what else we got cooking on this truck. Batteries charging, all that good stuff. So again, oil's good, air is good. We're gonna shut it down, wait about a minute or two, and we're gonna go ahead and start with the fuel filter change. Just did the oil, next is the fuel. We're gonna swap out those filters. So your fuel filter, your fuel water separator, we're gonna crank that up. We're going to replace the wiper blades. Also, this particular setup, this coolant line that goes from the module over to the air compressor, I'm going to eliminate that and update. Actually, I'm not going to eliminate it. I take that back. We are going to update that from the plastic to the metal design. It's a metal update. I like that one a lot better, especially this plastic crap just over time tends to fail, coolant leak, and it's a big mess. Also, there's one that goes from the compressor to the engine block. We're going to update that one to the update style. So we're going to get rid of that plastic, and we're going to go again. It's a plastic and rubber combo, and this one is a metal rubber combo. So we're going to eliminate those two, or update those two, as I should say. So little by little, we're going to get this thing ready for the road. We're going to do the belts. So you got a fan belt and your accessory belt. We're going to get those done as well, and a few other things. So stay tuned. Check this out. So I'm removing the filter, and look at what happened to this O-ring, to this seal. Already broken. A lot of times guys install it and they don't lubricate it. Okay, all you gotta do is get a little bit of lube, and it helps it to prevent this particular issue. Now, some of you are thinking, okay, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is you can have a hard start, fuel leak, you can have a combination of things. So definitely lube it before you install it, and also try to stick to the originals filters. I like them a lot better as opposed to aftermarket or the other options that are out there. You spend a little bit more, but I think it's worth it in my opinion. So again, lube it before you install it. Very important. So let's pull this out. Yeah, see, that's an aftermarket. Aftermarket always does this shit. It doesn't actually come out like it should. This might be a lubrifier, it might be a Baldwin. Now, doesn't mean it's a bad product. I just like to go with the original. It's a lot better. So we're gonna have to pry this out. We're gonna take the small filter out. This one I don't have yet, so I gotta order it. I'll get it in tomorrow, install it, and then we'll finish up the service and continue down the list of things that we need to do. All right, guys, so again, every now and then you're gonna have this particular issue where this is gonna get stuck. Just probably under suction when it does that. So anyway, just get a screwdriver and you just kind of pop it up. Hold on, normally I can do two hands, but this time, there we go. That's it. Pull this thing out. Now again, this is not an original filter. There we go. All right, there we go. So this is definitely an aftermarket. This looks like a Fleet Guard filter. Again, nothing against Fleet Guard, but just kind of, in my opinion, guys, spend the extra money and go with the original.
All right, guys,
and there you go. So we got the 2 new filters installed. Again, just prime it, fill it up to the threads, torque it down, and then we're going to use the manual pump a little bit just to kind of get some of that air out, or as much of it as we can. We're going to fire it up, and then we're going to move on to the next step, which is probably going to be the air filter. And like I said, wiper blades. So I've got a list of things that we're going to do. So this is just part of it. So this way we know we have a fresh start. Even though the dealers kind of claim, or some of the guys that sell the truck, oh yeah, I just did a service. Well, guess what? We're going to know for sure service was done right. And again, just kind of be a little more comfortable with what's going on. Fuel filter has been replaced. We're going to crank this thing up. All right, guys, here goes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And yes, that is normal. You're going to have a bit of a long start, long cranking situation. So again, not a big deal. All right, sounds good. So let's let it run for a little bit. We're going to swap out, like I said, air filter, wiper blades, and a few other things just to kind of get this truck up and running. We're going to make sure all the lights are working, all the marker lights and blah, 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 all that good stuff. So again, stay tuned, guys. Let's just try to get this truck as ready as possible. Okay, guys, so we were about to do a brake adjustment, and we realized that we have a bad brake chamber. So if we take a quick look right there, the brakes are currently released, and you can hear that chamber is no good. So we're going to swap this brake chamber out. Again, these are little things that we're going to do to go ahead and get this truck ready for the road. So again, bad brake chamber, not a problem. We will take care of that first thing tomorrow. And we've got a bunch of other goodies. We got a cab air filter, wiper blades, and like I said, air filter. So there's a number of things we're going to do. We're going to swap out those ugly airlines. We're going to put a nice 3-in-1. I'll show you that a little bit later in the video. Right, so we got new wiper blades installed. Those are ready to go, easy peasy. Cab air filters next, air filters next. Once we get all that done, again, we're going to swap out the belts, get those nice, new, and ready to go. And that's it. Little by little, this thing is coming together. So I'm probably going to be replacing the antifreeze, putting some brand new 50/50 antifreeze from Freightliner. I think it's going to be the Alliance brand. And again, this is going to be a brand new filter. So we should be good to go and getting this truck ready for the road. All right, guys, and there we go. Brake chamber is coming out. Everybody say hi to Tony. Chavo. Saluda. All right, guys. So Tony's taking out that brake chamber. We got the new brake chamber here from Haldex, or Bendix, I should say. I don't want to say the wrong name. This is a new one. It's got the bigger ass on the end. And oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, brinco. Brinca, yeah. All right, guys, so this chamber's coming out. We're gonna get the new one. Now, the nice thing about these ones is you can order it for left or right side, so it should already come clocked and ready to go. You don't have to loosen this up and then clock it depending on the position you're going with. So that's the good thing. Again, we're gonna install this bad boy, adjust the brakes, finish a few other things, and this truck is pretty much ready to get on the road. So that being said, let's finish this up. Guys, so another thing we just found. Now, unfortunately, this sucks because again, they just bought this truck. It is a used truck, but still a truck. And if you can see here along where the rim and the tire meet, that is cracked all the way around. So yeah, we're definitely gonna need some new tires, some new shoes, whatever you guys want to call it. That does suck, but hey, I'd rather this problem happen here than happen on the road. I don't see any other issues here. I can't believe we didn't catch that before, but maybe the rain or maybe just being lazy. Either way, that sucks. So we're definitely gonna have to replace at least one tire and get that new chamber on. So again, better to get this shit done at home because it's gonna cost you a lot less than it would on. All right, guys, so we're gonna install this 3-in-1 air power line. This is made by Alliance. Now, I know Phillips makes this and a few other manufacturers make this. I like this setup a lot more. It looks a lot cleaner, especially when you guys are on the road. This is a 12-footer. They do make it in a 15-footer, but I think I've heard some of the truck drivers say the 15-footer tends to drag, especially on the catwalk. So I like to stick with the 12-footer. We're gonna be installing this little tracker bar extension. Actually works really well, no tools needed. I'm gonna show you how this thing works. I saw this a while back at the dealership. One of my friends recommended it, so I installed this on some of the trucks, and it actually works really well, so you don't have to hear the hoses clinging and clanging on the back of the sleeper. Also, I do recommend using 2 of these. Okay, these are the tracker or the spring that goes in the back I think this assembly might be a little too heavy for just one, so using two works really well, and this can definitely support that. So let's go take a look. Let's get this thing installed, and I'm gonna show you just how easy that is. So most of you guys on your Freightliner have some sort of setup like this, where you have this bar that runs across. This little bad boy literally just slaps right in there. So it's gonna rest on the back of the sleeper. This thing is gonna pop right in. I can't do it with one hand. Well, let's see if I can. If not, fuck it. Let's see. There we go. So slide that in, boom, that's it. Now I'm a little crooked, so I'm gonna slide it over just a little to the left. And again, the idea behind this is just that it'll actually hang from here as opposed to here. So you don't have to hear that shit while you're driving. So let's get the new lines installed. Let's get this centered. I may put a catwalk. I think I have an extra one here that we're gonna go ahead and put on there. Don't have a step, but either way, I know catwalks are good. Just make sure you don't fall and eat shit. So anyway, let's get this going. We're gonna take off this old line. Now, if you guys ever done this, it's actually very easy. If you've never done it, again, very easy. You have your two lines, you have your blue. You have your blue and your red, and the way you can confirm that is you check this line here, and you should get the red line here. This is the only place you're gonna get the red. So I just kind of think of it as red with red. That's it. The other one automatically is gonna be your blue line. So pretty simple. Now this particular one is kind of built a little differently. That's just the way this was made. So I'm actually gonna cut this, remove this, put the new fitting, put the new hose on, and the same thing goes for the blue one. So we're gonna put these two new lines. Okay, so nice thing about this Alliance one, this is the side that's gonna go to your tractor. Like I mentioned, red, blue. It does come with these little adapter fittings, which is nice. We're gonna use our 7/8. Very easy to install, guys. I like these a lot better than that those airlines that are kind of coiled, or I call them like a pig's tail. That's it. Literally just goes right in there. You're gonna tighten that down. You might need a crescent wrench to hold the check valve. Tighten that shit down, then you're gonna get your lines connected. Get rid of this old setup. This one you could probably keep. This is always a good idea to keep that in your truck. You truck drivers should know that. And that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm gonna put the phone down. I'm gonna make sure I do my job right. I'm gonna hang everything up, make it look nice and pretty, and then we're good to go from there. So for now, phone's gonna go down. All right, so there we go. We have the new 3-in-1 installed. Actually, not a bad product. I like it. I'm gonna put a catwalk here. This way I don't have to worry about somebody falling. Hopefully we can get a little side step. That way the driver can get up and down. We've got this little tracker here now, as you can see that. I put two of them. Pretty sturdy. I think that's actually a pretty good setup. And that's pretty much it. So we're almost done with this truck. We've got the chamber installed. We're gonna have to adjust the brakes, catwalk, side step, and a few more things. And other than that, this truck should be ready to go shortly. So yeah, let's keep going. We got a new air filter going in next. Easy peasy, guys. I would definitely recommend to put the date of the install, the mileage, so this way you know exactly when you installed it. So when you go somewhere and they try to sell you one, at least you're up to date on that, or at least you have that for your own records. That's not in all the way. Okay, let me put this phone down, guys, and install this shit. This is actually loose. So let me see. Yeah, let me tighten that up. That's a little 13mm. We'll get that going right now. Air filter, check. Cab air filter, check. So we're gonna get that new one installed. Guys, this truck is coming along very nice. So again, I'm just gonna take care of the coolant lines on the side, catwalk on the rear, and a few other things, and this truck is ready to hit. So another thing we're gonna do is we're gonna replace this air blow gun system setup that they have. This one, I'm just not a fan of, man. I don't like this setup. I think it's garbage. With the compression rings, these always tend to leak. See, doesn't matter what you do. However, Freightliner, I'm sure other places as well, sell this particular setup. This is nice because it's a simple push-pull, air in, air out. Then you hook up your hose there, or your connection, just like you would like a regular shop air type setup with a coupling. Much better setup. So again, we're gonna get rid of this one here and install this one here. So what I like to do, supply, or comes out from the cab and goes over to the chair or seat. And what I wanna do is just simply cut it. It's gonna make a lot of noise. Who cares? Okay guys, literally that simple to install. It took me more time to actually open up the package than it did to install it. So again, air in, air to the seat, air to your gun, and that's it. So very simple, very easy to install. I like this setup a lot more than that compression garbage. So yeah. Okay guys, check it out. The finished product. TDB Trucking, like I said, their second truck. Awesome, very, very happy for them. So let's take a quick look at the things that we did for this truck just to kind of show you to get it ready for the road. We added a catwalk, side step, the new hose assembly. We added the extender, or the extend, or whatever the hell they call it now. Sorry about that. Got a new brake chamber. Taking care of a few things that the little 90-day inspection found that we didn't see, but that's all right, not a big deal. Got new shocks, front shocks, left and right. We upgraded the coolant pipe from the old plastic one over to the new metal update design. Also replaced the one that goes from the air compressor to the engine block. New air filter, fuel filter, oil change, antifreeze, of course, very important. And we did the fuel water separator along with the cab air filter, wiper blades, and we didn't do the belts. The belts actually were in decent condition, so we left those alone. And that's pretty much it, guys. So we have this truck ready to go. And again, congratulations to TDB on your second truck. Thanks for watching, guys.